Alright, good morning one and all. Welcome to the part 3 of this video tutorial series. In this video, we are going to learn about composite aggregation. So in the last video, I talked about a lot of stuff. We talked about source, we talked about query, we talked about filter. We also talked about the field exist filter, the match filter, and finally the aggregation. So here you can see the aggregation basically, right? Now let me talk about composite aggregation also. So what is composite aggregation? I'm going to be talking about that in this video. Let me pull up my notes and making sure that the video is on. All right, one sec, give me one sec please. Just want to make my snippets. All right, so let's look at the composite aggregation now. Okay, so what I'll do is basically I'm gonna get rid of all of that. Let's just grab the base query from my website. So that's my website, right? Go to apps, Elasticsearch query generator. That's a base query. Okay, let's write it down, and if I of course do the search, it's gonna give me some results, of course, right? Now I'm gonna be talking about the composite aggregation. Give me one sec guys, I'm just trying to pull up my notes quickly. All right, so the composite aggregation, basically it's gonna go on the, let me see, composite source aggregation. All right, perfect. Okay, so basically let me do this way. That's the software that I have done. That's the backend code, right? You don't need to worry about that. So I'm gonna be showing you that. I'm gonna show you the query actually. So Elasticsearch is equal to Elasticsearch query. Okay, and let me just add a couple of fields, that is size, bucket names, and source, right? That's the default stuff that it takes. All right, so let's add that bucket name. Let's call this as my buckets. So let's leave it to all because we just need all source right now. Let's say Elasticsearch dot composite aggregation. Okay, now oops, it takes an aggregation name. Let's call, don't worry, it's gonna make sense. Okay, don't freak out. Okay, so aggregation name, I'm gonna say my aggs. Okay, I'll show you what it means. Okay, field. Okay, don't worry. So let's do right now field. Let's call, what was there in our data set? We had ratings, right? Let me check that out quickly. Yeah, rating, right? So I'm gonna say that to rating. Then what do we have else? So it takes field, it takes size, and then sort. Size is fine too. That's all we need. Okay, so now let me just run that and show you what exactly composite aggregation does. Response, let me do print resp dot, let me do that way, and I need to use a JSON formatter, of course. So I'm gonna run that. It's gonna give me a query. Okay, perfect. Okay, let me bring this way. Now I'm gonna use my JSON formatter and I'm gonna explain you, so don't worry about anything. So F4 JSON formatter. All right, so let's go JSON formatter, and I'm gonna basically dump that query here. So basically I can read it properly. I can show you actually. So let's do this way. So here you can see composite query works like this. So you have your base query, then you have something called as aggregation. So let me just execute this without even like saying anything. So this will make sense what I'm trying to say. Okay, so let me put that query here. I'm gonna run that. So now let me show you what it did actually. So if you observe guys, the way composite query works, so here you can see aggregation. This is the result it gave me, my aggregation. So now it has buckets. So here you can see like my aggregation, the key is that UR document count. So it also tells you like how many records basically it hits, right? So for example, the keyword rating has 7 records. Like for example, my for TV Y7, 169 records are found for these all ratings. But the beautiful thing about composite aggregation and the aggregation, so what's the difference between an aggregation and composite aggregation? In aggregation, you can only use one of them. I mean, it's only gonna allow you to accept only one field. You cannot do it on multiple fields. Now let's say I want to do it on rating, and I also want to do it on let's say duration or something like that. I'm gonna show you that. Okay, so let's say I want to do on that. Okay, and I want to do it on the duration as well. So that's where the composite aggregation comes into. Okay, so let me show you. So now I'm gonna write the same thing, and come on, my computer, it's froze now. Okay, so now instead of this, I'm gonna change it to ratings of duration, right? Alright, that's my query. Let me get that on the other screen now. Gonna use JSON formatter. So basically it allows you to aggregate multiple fields. So using aggregation only, you can do aggregation on one field, but composite aggregation allows you to do it on multiple fields. So you see the query is pretty big. I mean, it all did it automatically for us. So if I paste it, that's the query. Run it. Now see the magic. Oops. Alright. Failed to build the composite after the last required field arrived. Reason: failed to build the composite after the last required field arrived. Oh, required field. I did not add that. Okay, let's see. No worries. I think there's some small issue, I think. So that's what I added up. That's weird. It should not. Okay, so that works. When I try to add one more query right here, so say comma and this. Okay, let's get rid of this one. The field is duration. Okay, why is it giving me bad string syntax? Yeah, perfect. Let's see, there is this issue now. That's weird. I did not have this issue before. Let me just do it on ratings only. Yeah, I think is it the name problem? Let's try out. Oh yeah, so this name has to be unique. My bad, I have made a mistake here, but I'll correct it out, don't worry. So let's do that on the duration now. Where are you? Oops. Oh no. So yeah, I'm gonna select that one right there and put this as duration. Hit the query. Now it's gonna do that aggregation on both the fields. See, check this out. So this keyword and this keyword, how many documents are like matching? See, amazing, right? So it does all of that. So of course you should have done like order on this. You can do that. Run the query again. Now everything would be ordered. So here you can see the rating, UR rating and the duration 103 minutes. There are two such documents. I mean, it's pretty great, guys. I mean, you see how amazing, powerful Elasticsearch is, right? So that's all about the composite aggregation. In the next video, I would be talking about, I think, the is query, and after that, I'll be covering the pagination, the geolocations, and stuff like that. So once again, thank you for your love, support. Thank you for watching. If you have any more questions, you can list your questions in the comment section, and as and when I have time, I'll answer all your questions. Once again, thank you for watching. Keep smiling, keep coding, and see you guys in the next video. That is part 4.